Alright guys, highlights from Friday's session. My best call of the day here, Illumina. I'm going to explain it to you and walk you through the reasons again. ILMN. Alright, this is the opening 5-minute candle. This big whoosh down here, big volume, so it's on my radar. Alright, yeah, it really didn't have support on the daily, it was breaking down. So what I like to do, I'm not just going to guess. Alright, I like to watch it trade. Alright, now this, when I get between the 8 period and the 20 period moving average, I'm using 5-minute candles. See this red candle here? This is the mindset I try to teach to our members and I try to use when trading myself. This red candle represents one thing to me. It represents sellers, okay? So these sellers come in. I'm not just going to short it here. For all I know, this is overdone. I just don't know. I just want to watch and see. Okay, so now, how successful are the sellers? That's what I'm looking to see. Okay, they're doing a good job, right? They're pushing it down. We're probably headed back to the lows of the day. We'll see. And then you can kind of say, well, wait a minute. No, they're not pushing it to the low. So put yourself in the mindset of the people selling here, shorting here. Okay, it's still climbing. It's still going sideways. Very, very tight range. All right, so here's my thinking, and this is what I had on the projector live as it was unfolding for everybody in the chat room, okay? Sellers not having a great success pushing this back down. Here's a great low-risk opportunity, okay? If it breaks this base to the upside, you're probably going to get some short covering, okay? Probably going to get a move to the upside. So I went ahead and said over this base, 38.60, stop around 38.48 below the base. What is that, 12 cents risk, okay? There's the trigger. Okay, so you can take this, confidently just place a stop 12 cents below, and walk away, do whatever you got to do, let your stop work. And then it's nicely through the 520 as well, and then I had more confidence in it. And at some point in here, I'm selling on the way up, but at some point in here, I told everybody I'm going to go ahead and, now that it's nicely above the 520, just use that red line to sell the rest. Okay, still hasn't hit it, still hasn't hit it. So that kept me in. Whereas if I wasn't using the 520 on this push down here, I probably would have thought, okay, it's done. You know, I had a nice run, but this kept me in for almost another 50 cents on the rest, and then there's the sell right there. Okay, ILMN, beautiful low risk trade. Let's go into YUM, Y-U-M. I think one of our all stars, I think R Brown, if I'm not mistaken. My apologies if I am. Called this down here on this over this 5-minute candle, which is just beautiful. 62.72, probably a low of day stop, and it went all the way to what? 64.76. That's a great call. That's why R Brown's an all-star. I used the same thinking that I used before. Okay, it was getting to be lunchtime, and my thinking was, okay, you got a nice reversal here. Now you're between the 8 and the 20, and we're in a base. Okay, so sellers that came in here pushed it down, but not that much past low of the day. Now it's back up, and now you're just in a range. This could just as easily break down, but it's been pretty resilient. Okay, it gets through the 5.8 up to the 5.20. Tried to peek out once here. Sellers came in, but again, right back up. So I told everybody it's lunchtime, so you have to make a decision whether or not you want to take the trade. But over this base, it could go. My call wasn't as good as R Brown's down here, but look what happens. Breaks the base and just slow climbing pretty much the rest of the day. Pretty much the rest of the day. So there's another example of watching the battle, seeing who's winning, jumping in on their side. BHI. Okay, BHI was super weak right off the bat. BHI selling off. All right, this bounce, I'm looking to go short or fade the bounce because you're in the sell zone between the 5.8 and 5.20. That's what we call the sell zone. And the daily is important here, okay? It was down. It had a long base at 40, and then it broke down. Big volume the other day, too, which was kind of a tell, right? And then that intraday sell-off I just showed you, I knew it was breaking down below this base on the daily. So I'm looking to short this bounce right here, okay? So right in this, I projected this live, said below this candle, 39.61, stop above this candle could be a good short. I actually, to be honest, I didn't take this for no other reason than someone had just posted in chat that Obama was getting ready to come on and talk about Europe and the economy. And I didn't want any part of long or short at that point. Okay, so I just said, you know what, I'm staying sidelined because who knows what what soundbite might come out that could either rip the market higher or bring it down lower. But I just didn't want to place a bet, so I just sat on my hands. But very, very nice trade there for anyone that took that short. Okay. Okay, I had one that I took a flat on today, X US Steel. US Steel on this pop here got on my radar, okay, and then above this base, I called it at 1905 with an 1895 stop. There's the trigger, and it gets to like 1911, and the market was ripping, and it just wasn't participating. So when it looked like this, I told everybody I was moving my stop to break even, and I stopped out right there, break even. I actually had 2 pennies of slippage, I believe, so a 2 penny loss actually, but tried to get out at break even. TPX gave several good entries for our members today. I never called officially. When TPX looked here, I told everybody it was back down to the 520. Great place to buy a strong stock, and that worked. I also pointed out this flag right here. I said TPX flagging, and then I got to goofing around with some members making jokes, and next thing I know, somebody said, "Hey, moron, you missed the flag break," and I sure did. But I mean, this was a great trader today, and I didn't get one trade in it. Illumina made my day, but even back here, the pullback to the 520 gave you another 50 cents late in the day. So a lot of good stuff in chat today. I know I'm missing some of the all-stars. I didn't do a good job taking notes today, but another nice profitable day, and hopefully some of this mindset talk it will help you out with your trading too. Always try to think about who's coming in, sellers, buyers, who's coming in here, who's likely to give up if it gets to certain inflection points. And that's the mindset we have when trading in chat. So I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday.